So I was listening to music down on the street, zooming around, and I just thought to myself, I was really jamming out to some tunes, and I have never been a walking man, as you know, but I think if I was a walking man, I would spontaneously dance a lot. And why don't people do that more?
I do.
Spontaneously, like out on the street,
on
though?
the street,
Oh, yeah.
everybody's wearing headphones. How are they not dancing?
I will say sometimes I'll be walking Remy and I will start dancing and then I do the quick look around to see if anyone sees me. I'll be in the grocery store. James has been there with me and I'm doing my little boogie business.
Not in this grocery store. Everyone here knows us.
I think it's because you're
It's
pure
true.
of heart and you have whimsy in your soul.
Well, I just think, though, when people look at me, because I'm sort of still dancing, but I'm only dancing with one limb, so it probably looks like I'm having some sort of cerebral palsy related spasm and not filled with joy.
That's what they think of me too.
Yeah, that's what I always think.
I think you have the best built-in excuse, though, is who's going to be like, sir, are you dancing? Are you experiencing joy?
No, but they might be like, are you hurt? Is this some sort of seizure? You should, and it's really just me jamming out.
What would you say to encourage people to dance more in the streets?
Dance more, you fuckers.
Welcome to Answer For It. This is a comedy podcast disguised as a trivia podcast. I'm Elyse Willems, and I'm joined by the dancing machine himself, Zach Anner.
Hello.
Look at those moves.
Whoa.
Zach, are you okay?
Look
Oh
at
my
the
gosh,
guy.
Zach, are you okay?
I'm doing all right.
The smashing machine himself,
Wow, I didn't see the film or the documentary on which it was based. Hello, James Willems.
James Willems, and the answering machine himself. AJ, give us your best 1990s answering machine you have reached. AJ LoCascio message.
Yeah, I was just going to do the boop. Boop. Hi, I've reached AJ LoCascio. Please leave a message.
No,
Wait,
it would have
That's
been
not
an
your real
impression.
voice. We
Your
know
voice-
that's not your real voice.
Yeah.
What would it? Hi, you've reached the LoCascio family. Please leave a message for AJ, Ducky, Patty, and Erica.
And G.
And G.
G. Don't
Nirvana, the
forget
band, the
about
show, the
G.
movie.
Oh,
We're
we're in
obsessed.
front of the band. Yeah. That's what everyone should stop listening to this and just go watch every episode of Nirvana the Band, the show.
The thing,
Always.
you can come back.
But come
'cause we'll
back
probably
afterwards.
reference the show.
Yeah, because you'll have nothing left after that. You'll be like, well, what do I do? I'm desperate for content. And we're there. We're the ones that'll scoop you up when you're desperate.
I got to tell you guys something. We went to Malibu. No, was it Malibu?
Yeah.
Malibu with my mom and Greg. Well, they were here visiting, and they listened to another podcast on the way, and they loved it.
What
was the podcast?
They loved my friend Josh Corey's From Writer to Fighter. 'Cause
Oh.
we made that video of
Mhm.
him punching me in the face.
That was a
It's
great video.
Great podcast.
It's a great podcast.
Great podcast. But my mom's previous excuse for not liking or listening to our podcast is she doesn't like any podcast. And then I just showed her, I've had her listen to two podcasts, ours and Josh's. And her response to ours was, I hate all podcasts. And her response to Josh's was, I really like this.
Well, his is a narrative. It's telling a story.
Yeah. Well, maybe can we do a little bit more of a narrative with ours this episode?
Yeah, sure. You want to tell like a story?
Yeah, let's have an inciting incident. What was that noise?
Because it probably got completely cut out by all the audience. Zach smacked his microphone.
I thought you were dancing.
You can't tell the difference.
No.
Was this intentional or not?
Wait, what was that noise from?
Oh, I think
heard
yeah,
something in the other room.
Yeah.
Is there anyone here with you besides us?
We'll find out in 46 minutes.
Oh my
One of us has
gosh.
to go investigate that, and I'm not going to do it.
No, I'm not going to do it either.
Here I go. I'm walking away to investigate.
It must be the woman in the dress.
Oh.
Your wife?
No, there's history to this apartment complex.
which we'll get more information on that after our first question. This is good. We are building this ongoing narrative to keep people around for the rest of the episode.
Yeah.
This first question actually was suggested to us by our dear friend Corey.
Yes.
James's longest friend, longtime friend.
Yeah, my oldest, bestest friend.
The New York Mets baseball team is bringing their version of the 999 challenge to fans at Citi Field this summer. What is it?
What is the 999 challenge?
Yeah, the New York Mets baseball team is going to have this thing called the 999 challenge that fans can do at Citi Field when they go see a baseball game.
Oh, you got to eat 9 hot dogs, drink 9 beers, and watch 9 innings.
Yeah, I mean, that's a fantastic answer if it isn't.
9 hot dogs?
Have a beer an inning, a hot dog an inning for 9 innings. Honestly, works kind of perfectly. It creates a lot of belligerent people in a baseball stadium.
But it sells a lot of hot dogs.
And beer.
AJ, have you ever been to a Dodgers game?
No.
We should change that this summer.
Should we? I mean, I went to baseball games as a kid, but I was mostly just like, what is baseball? So I would go sit, but I don't remember actually watching the game so much as I was like, wow, there's like food and like stuff.
Well, if we went, James could sit next to you and he could explain
we can't
the game.
Explain ball to AJ?
Yeah.
Explain game to AJ?
Pitch, throw. Ooh. Pitch, throw towards bat. Ooh. Bat swing. Oh.
Fire?
No.
Oh.
No fire.
See, I just don't think we can afford baseball tickets when our teams are good.
Yeah, that's the problem.
We need to sabotage the Dodgers so we can go.
We could go to Anaheim and see the Angels.
Let's go see the Angels, yeah.
From 90s.
Yeah, that's how AJ
outfield.
like movie.
Me, father, get back with mother.
Maybe not.
Tony Danza's got cancer, doesn't know it yet. Gonna die.
Oh no.
Is that in the movie?
Right? That is the thing, right?
Yeah.
Doesn't that one of the angels tell him?
Yeah, he's like, he's got 6 months. It's like, now it's just like, doesn't he talk to the kid and tell the kid?
He tells the
now
kid.
The kid is the only one that knows Tony Danza has cancer.
The angel goes, whatever you do, you cannot tell him. You cannot tell him. You have to hold this secret forever, kid. Do you understand? The kid just doesn't know what to do.
Well, he has to hold it for 9 months or 6, whatever you said.
And then afterwards you go, I knew. And they're like, well, we could have done some treatment.
If you hold a secret for 9 months, can you then birth it out into the world? Are those the secret rules?
You could have a gender reveal for your secret. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just fire off a little pistol.
What's the longest you've ever kept a secret? Because all I do with secrets is I tell everyone and I say, don't tell anyone.
I mean, I have secrets that people have told me that I've never told a soul.
Like what?
I see what you tried to do.
Almost gotcha. 999 challenge is you have to worship Satan, but upside down. It's just a whole bunch of people doing handstands and worshiping,
if
worshiping the devil.
Home plate, there would be like a
little,
something scrolled on the bottom.
It would be 666, but it's flipped upside down, so it's 999.
This is a classic phonics question. She said 999. You thought it was a number. It's actually no in German. Oh. And so it's German night at the stadium. It's like Oktoberfest, and everyone wears their favorite Hugo Boss suit to the stadium.
And you got to refuse everything.
Yeah, nothing. No, if the umpire calls a strike, you go 999. And he calls a ball 999.
Somebody offers you a delicious Wurstkutsch.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the one exception. I will add a stupid little AJ story. When I was a kid, I for some reason called Mickey Mouse 99. Not 3 9s, so I couldn't. It's not really appropriate for this. But
where did that come from?
I don't know. I was a dumb little child.
Yeah, but I always wonder where it came from.
I know my dad's nickname growing up was Buddy because my Aunt Debbie couldn't say brother, so she would go Buddy.
That makes sense.
And so they were like, "Oh, Buddy," and it became a lifelong thing. What's the answer, Elyse? Do we get it?
Zach snuffled this one out.
Holy crap!
Big time. Congratulations, Piggy. The podcast may be yours. We'll see. The 999 challenge allows fans to purchase a package to consume 9 hot dogs and 9 beers over the course of 9 innings. How much do you think it costs?
$9.
$9. $99.
$99?
No, but that would have made sense. It's $60.
Oh, come on.
It's almost a 9.
Yeah. Flip it upside down.
9 hot dogs.
That's a lot of beer.
Yeah.
Well, maybe it's you can buy it for a family, or does it have to be for an individual?
It's for you.
can't
It's tied
share.
to you.
You can buy those 9 beers for a family of 4. So little
So-
Timmy and little Susie can each pound a
Ooh,
Budweiser.
So nice. You get a discount. Kids drink for free.
So this woman in the dress.
Why did anyone laugh at my kids drink for free joke? I thought it was
We
hilarious.
already established it cost $60.
I think Elyse was already thinking about the woman in the dress.
What kind of dress? Is it like a Her Universe Doctor Who dress that you get from Hot Topic?
I mean, it is a fairly recent Hot Topic dress. It's not well made. It's not like some Victorian ghost. So the dress, I believe, was Twilight branded.
Oh.
Okay, so she's a newer ghost.
Is this ghost
Well,
single?
how did she get in the dress? She like shrink down?
I don't know how. I don't question how women get clothed.
Wait, this is a tiny person? This is like
No,
a
no,
borrower
it's a-
size person?
It's well, yeah, she is on the smaller side, so she might be gnome based. But I've never seen any female gnomes.
What do you mean?
You
Never seen
haven't?
David the Gnome?
Yeah, David the Gnome's banging hot wife.
Mrs.
What?
Gnome.
You've never seen David the Gnome's banging hot wife, whose name we can't recall, even though we can recall the name of his fox, Swift.
So you're saying that all women gnomes are just nameless sex?
David's
objects?
wife.
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying I can't remember her name.
Imagine making a show today like David the Gnome. For those who don't know what
This
David the
how
Gnome
we
is.
wind up with women gnome ghosts who have to haunt because men like you just don't give them their due in life.
I just want to, in my defense, the only reason I know David's name is because it's the name of the show.
Title of the show. It wasn't, yeah.
I can picture him,
Martha.
but if that wasn't the name of the show, I'd probably have no idea.
I'm committing a faux pas and I'm Googling
When
David
do
the
you
Gnome's
see
wife.
this woman in the dress?
Well, I was having, as you know, I eat mostly hot dogs and milkshakes, and I was having night sweats.
9 sweats?
999 sweats. Yeah.
And I woke up and my sheets were soaked. I was like, this feels like something more spectral than just hot dogs. I won't change my diet.
Like an ectoplasm.
And then I saw this tiny woman with a white beard and a Hot Topic dress.
Does she almost look like
from
this?
Breaking Dawn. Yes.
Like Lisa?
Lisa.
The wife of David the Gnome?
You could have held
Lisa,
a gun to my
no.
head.
And I would never have gotten to
forgotten
Lisa.
Oh my gosh. Well, I want to know what happened.
You want to gnome
after you-
more?
I want to know more, but I have to ask another question, but we'll put a pin in that.
Sure.
In the dress?
Oh.
In 1798, a man named Isaac Davis managed to steal $163,000 from the Bank of Pennsylvania in what is now regarded as America's first bank robbery. How was Isaac later caught?
Lying on a bed of cash. Made entirely of cash.
You're saying how they found him.
Yeah,
It was
that's
this,
how they,
yeah.
when they burst into the door of his small cabin.
His neighbors said that they kept seeing him through the window swimming in
They could
dollar
smell
bills.
cash wafting from the windows.
What was his name?
Isaac Davis.
I mean, they literally probably just went, did Isaac just walk in here and rob this bank? There's probably like 13 people in this town.
In 1798, you could just walk into any town and say anything you want. Until essentially like 50 years ago, you'd be like, oh, in this town he was known as this. Is this town he was, because, you know, no one knew anyone's name back then.
They probably had to have been established there.
And
right?
you could pick up and leave and then put down roots somewhere else.
Anywhere else.
People had multiple families. I mean, people still have multiple
So
families.
much easier to live back then. Didn't have to worry about medicine or...
It's like VR chat, but in real life.
Yeah, exactly. Right.
People were like, hey, Isaac, where'd you get those fancy ivory teeth?
Oh, these? Clickety, clickety, clack,
These
clack, clack.
giant tusks.
Yeah.
I gotta assume that he's just like, he was a normal sized man because he had to work the fields. And then it's like, hey, you can eat whatever you want now. So maybe he got portly. And they're like, you must have robbed a bank.
Yeah. What'd you do? Rob a bank?
There was no way for you to improve your station without robbing a bank.
But the concept of robbing a bank was completely new. Would people even have that language to say what it happened there that day?
Did the word rob not exist? Yeah, well, Robin Hood.
Well, that's probably how they caught him. He was like, you'll never believe how easy this was. He was just sitting out in the open. You'll never believe how easy it was to get all this money. I just walked into a bank and somethinged it. I don't even know.
I walked into a bank and then said my name and they gave me my $5 and then I put on a different mustache, came in and said I was someone else and they gave, it's just like they didn't know. They're like, oh, of course, no one would ever lie.
Did he just make a deposit? Did he robbed the bank and then went 3, 2, 1. Hi, I'd like to make a deposit, because there probably weren't rules yet about like, hey, listen, can't steal from the bank. So it's like the 3-second rule, but kind of in reverse, where he just walked back into he's like, I should be fine now. I can go in. What's the statute of limitations on bank robbery? We haven't even created that.
Money? Was it just jangly pockets?
His pants were always falling down because his pockets were so full.
Full of gold.
That's interesting, AJ.
He made it. I love the idea of him being like, and now to open a savings account.
Yeah. What's your interest rates? And what kind of security do you have? He's like, because I got $180,000 out there, and I just want to make sure it's okay and it's going to be all right here.
Was it 180,000?
163,000.
Oh, I thought it was $163 in my mind.
All
right,
but yeah, he goes to them and he's like, I've been hearing that things have been happening to banks recently. I don't know what they're called.
Yeah,
but
I saw a Yelp review that said, hey, man, this place got robbed last week, and I just want to make sure it's going to be okay.
There was a money lift.
Money lift. Yeah.
Absconded with the funds.
A hoist.
A bank hoist.
Well, I feel like there would have been other robberies. But a bank robbery, people would think, it's all bad. Did they even have safes back then, or were they just trusting, all the money is just back there?
It's just on the floor.
Yeah. Well, they only had train robberies, right?
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, right. In the 1700s.
When were trains invented?
Yeah, I think there were trains, but maybe not.
I'm Googling again. Don't look at me.
AJ, your answer was incredibly stupid, but that's exactly what he did.
Hell yeah.
Wow.
I know a stupid man when I see one.
Was it the same bank?
He went back and deposited the money in the same bank.
Kicks
how he
ass. That kicks ass.
You know what? It's this form of corruption that exists in our modern day where you just take money from one hand and people don't even get caught for it anymore.
No, people are doing blatant crimes.
1804 for trains.
What time period would you be willing to go back to with the money that you have right now?
90s.
God, hell yeah.
Just send me back to the 90s, baby.
I was going to say 2014.
No, go back to like 1981. Would be with God, it'd be great.
Late 80s or 90s, because then I would also be set up for life.
Yeah. This sandwich is what? 50 cents for the sandwich? It costs a nickel to get the newspaper?
$100 for a Nintendo?
Yeah. Squeeze me baking powder.
We keep forgetting. It always comes up again that people see the Christmas pamphlets for like the 90s and you go, no, you just forgot because your parents paid for it or they didn't get it for you at all. But Super Mario 64 is like $80.
That's what I'm saying.
He's right.
I meant to say game. I meant to say $100 for a game.
I have a used copy.
I was being facetious.
Sorry, I was just going to say I have a used copy of the Sega Genesis Jurassic Park, and it's marked down to $60.
Yeah.
Which is crazy because that's how much we pay for a game now.
Yeah. So AJ, you were right. He went and deposited this
I like that he's
back.
at least responsible with his money.
But he didn't even think about maybe there's another bank.
What year? It's 1776.
Oh,
It's the first bank.
He didn't think that far in his plan.
No.
Because then he was like, well, I don't want anyone to steal my money, so I better be safe with it.
It's brilliant.
He did it all in one?
It's the Grandpa Simpson gif of walking out
Yeah,
the
yeah,
door and then putting the hat on.
3, 2, 1. Hi, I'm a completely different man.
Hold on. Before you go on, can you adjust Zach's microphone?
You're going to get all my tummy gurgles.
Tummy gurgles. Wasn't that Hitler's side piece? Wasn't he?
Yeah, he's in charge of propaganda.
Yeah.
Tummy gurgles.
Tummy gurgles.
Let's go back to the tiny woman.
Okay, yes. Oh, the tiny woman.
Oh.
So it was a Twilight dress she was wearing?
Twilight dress.
So she died in a Twilight dress.
Is it the size of her or is she like dragging it?
The dress is very ill-fitting.
Okay, so she's like dragging it around.
But I'm not going to, this woman's already dead. I'm not going to kick her while she's down.
Do you think she lived to see 50 Shades of Grey?
It's hard to say because, that was what, like 3 years later? I don't know how much merch there was at Hot Topic for that. You know, maybe she's just a Twilight stan. But I said, "What are you doing here?" And she said, "Where's the bathroom?"
Oh, okay.
All right.
Oh, so she just wanted. She's not trying
Just
to
need
haunt
to use
you.
the bathroom.
I just didn't even know that ghosts, would ingest anything to have to go.
Maybe she just wants to see it.
Well, we know from the Casper ghosts, the uncles, when they're gluttonously eating, the food just falls right through.
Falls right out of them.
Oh, so as a ghost, you want to use the bathroom because you have to eat over a toilet because the food just falls right through.
Or you get a little like Casper ghost to clean it up for you.
That always struck me with Casper. There was the sort of the chubby ghost.
Fatso.
That was his name.
His name is Zach. Okay, and he's telling us a story about Casper. Please,
Stinky and Stretch.
What would our ghost names be? Do you think?
That's a great question. Was he Fatso in life?
My theory is that they all forgot their names and they just started coming up with stuff. But it also actually, I guess that's not true because on their beds, it says Fatso, Stinky, and Stretch, and they all slept in the same rooms and someone had to carve their names. Maybe they were like gangsters.
But they died as adults.
And they all slept in one room like the Three Stooges.
Yeah.
I don't know. That leaves, there's a lot of questions.
A polyamorous household, maybe?
Those
Is
guys
that
weren't-
discussed?
Those guys weren't kissing on
Is
each
there
other.
any
No?
value in us maybe just doing a little bit of an outline for a prequel to Casper,
Where they're all alive.
where they're all alive?
And it ends with him getting pneumonia or whatever, right?
So
It's a bummer ending. Yeah, he goes
Casper got
sledding.
pneumonia when he went sledding. And then, how long after Casper died did his uncles die?
They all suicide pacted
Did
because they couldn't deal with it.
Casper
Oh,
and
we
they
can't
said there's
stand
nothing
it.
left for us? Yeah.
We missed a little butterball.
I think we should unalive ourselves.
Wow. That's
Yeah.
What's going on?
To answer your question, AJ's name would be voice or something like that. Like
Squeaky.
chatterbox.
Chatterbox.
Because you do
I'm
voiceover.
Chatterbox and I do all kinds. You're basically just turning me into one of the Small Soldiers characters. I'm Chatterbox.
James would be muscles.
Mm.
You'd be like something to do with your humor, like
Oh, that's what we would. I wouldn't just be some. I would be like Rolly, right? Then
Oh.
and the chair would be part of my ghostly.
Would
form.
it be? But see, if we're going with Fatso,
If we're going by Casper 90s movie rules, you can bet that ghost is still going to be in a wheelchair.
but they forget what their human connection was. So you'd probably just be called like recline because you'd be floating around in a reclined like
Recline.
position, but with no chair attached.
Yeah, relaxed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just really think we lost Zach's mom again.
Oh,
Yeah,
sorry,
I
Zach's
Even
mom.
if she was hanging on to hear
So when
about
I
that
was
little
a
ghost,
boxer.
we completely sidetracked ourselves talking about Casper, which is
Oh.
what we do, as opposed to focusing on the little ghost story that we were telling before. So,
And at least
sorry.
you'd be Ansys. Ansys.
I got the answer.
She got the answers. We don't know. We got to go to answers.
Speaking of, I want to get back to the ghost story.
This is
because
the most sidetracked we've ever been.
I want to know what happens when Carly woke up. So I'm sure she did at some point, but I need to ask another question.
Yeah, go ahead.
So this next question comes to us from a director, a writer, a very funny person. He is one of the creators behind Stinky Dragon. He is one of the creators behind Good Morning from Hell. You know him from Rooster Teeth and so many amazing projects he's been a part of. It's Blaine Gibson. He has a question specifically for us, and I'm going to play you the video.
There's a video?
Blaine asking this question.
all right,
All
great,
right.
okay, for sure.
It's a man.
You know who Blaine
he's
is,
he's
Zach.
a man.
Blaine is a man.
He's wearing a Terminator shirt.
Here we go.
Hello, James, Elyse, Zach, and TJ. It's Blaine here, and I have a trivia
TJ.
question. It's actually a two-parter. In the 1985 Arnold Schwarzenegger movie Commando, during the final fight between John Matrix and Bennett, how does Bennett die, and what pun does John Matrix say after Bennett's death?
Really, Blaine? That's your question? That's your question, Blaine?
Well, maybe he
That's your question?
maybe he didn't think TJ
That's
would
your
know.
question, Blaine?
Well, this bothers me because this only requires that we have watched this movie. Like, it's not any hidden piece of trivia.
Right.
It's true.
Every single
Yeah.
time someone volunteers,
Yes.
volunteers to be like, "Hey, fan of the show, I'd anything you need, anything, whether or not it's one of my friends, Elise's friends. It's never your guys' friends, by the way.
No.
This is it. This is all the friends we have.
Every single time, the reaction is, "What a shit question."
Yeah. Blaine, who took his time, and I said, take as much time as you need, and he said, I'll get it to you within the day, and he did.
I love Blaine. This is a great question. I guess maybe this is a toss. He's tossing it up for me because he knows I'll know this. Because I would know, but Blaine would assume, they would have to assume that I know this. But we'll see. Maybe I'll get some of the wording wrong. Maybe I'll get some of the wording wrong.
Maybe
I'll get some of the wording wrong.
So the question is,
How does he kill Bennett at the end of Commando, and what does he say?
Arnold Schwarzenegger kills a person.
kills
named
a guy.
Bennett. And Ben
And
is
then
played by.
I don't remember.
See, I don't really. I've seen Commando as a child, but I don't really remember it, so I don't actually know the answer to this.
Yeah, all right, here we go. He breaks his neck and he says, "That was a snap."
Wow.
That would be pretty catchy.
That's not my actual answer.
I think.
Nope, that was it. You locked it in.
No.
I
that's
think
not my
he
answer.
did the thing where he put the tire pump in his mouth, and he pumped him up like a balloon,
And then what did he say?
and then he went, "Pop goes the weasel," and
That's good too.
then he popped him because
Yeah.
he was big with air.
I love
A
that.
little pin. Maybe he pulled the. Oh shit! Okay, awesome. He's inflated like a man balloon.
Love it.
Arnold pulls the pin from a grenade, right? But that
Yeah.
is actually like a pin in this situation. And then he pops him with the grenade pin, and then he goes, "Pop goes the weasel," and then he throws the grenade at him too.
But wouldn't he be going like flying
Yeah,
around?
so then he throws it in the air, and it connects with his like deflated body.
I mean, I would love that. Can you imagine watching a very serious movie and that's how they end it? Is they go, screw it.
I mean, Live and Let Die. But you just described the ending of Live and Let Die.
Does he blow him up? Like, I
He
don't remember
sticks
that.
an inflatable thing in his mouth, and the guy goes, "Mroop," and he inflates like a balloon.
Oh.
What?
On the ceiling.
What? We gotta
I don't think he
watch
says
this.
a pun at the end of it.
Wow.
Why wouldn't he just open his mouth?
You wanted to lay into Blaine some more?
I think he swallows it.
Well, as you know, as I've made very clear on this podcast multiple times, don't care for Blaine.
Wow.
What?
I tend to open.
Wait, you've made that
each
clear on this podcast multiple
I
times?
made it very clear
We
on
cut
this
it out.
podcast. Every time I open the show with something I don't like about Blaine,
That is true.
and every episode you cut it out.
Cut it out.
Yeah.
But I think if I'm going to entertain this very silly question on this very serious show,
Yes, go on.
I think what was unique about this is he actually said the one-liner before Bennett died. And it was something he said, your ass can't fill out those pants. and then Bennett was like, yes, they do. And he was looking behind and he didn't know that he was on the edge of a ravine and he fell down a ravine and died. So it's really just a death caused by hurt feelings.
How many
Oh.
deaths a year do you think occur from someone trying to check out their own butt and falling off the edge of a cliff?
I feel like it's got to be at least in the 20s.
More than you'd think, less than you'd like.
Yeah.
I don't know if I have an answer for this.
The answer is he let the guy go. And then the guy met a woman. And then a montage unfolded of them getting married, trying to have kids, not able to have kids. The woman's crying. And then eventually they grow older together. And then eventually it's like,
up.
she's sick.
Let me be. This is up. We know this is up.
I'm not familiar. What's up?
No, yeah, we saw it together with the old man,
I don't
and
know
Yeah,
what you're
where the
talking
old
about.
man
This is-
inflates
this is-
himself
No, this
and-
is Commando. It's the movie Commando, and it's Bennett I'm talking about. And then all this happens. The woman dies, and then no kid comes to the door, and then Bennett just dies alone in his house in the middle of a city. And then at the end, Arnold goes, "That's what's up."
oh,
I thought he was going to go, that's life, Tony Bennett. And then he passes away. That's the connection. Was it Tony Bennett that goes, that's Frank Sinatra, isn't it?
yep, yeah,
He-
all right.
Tony Bennett.
He dumps pasta all over him, and he goes, "You look like Tony Bennett."
Yay, we made it.
Great Muppets Tonight joke.
Zach, you know, right?
No,
I do not.
You
for
guys
real.
don't know? You
I-
jumped
I-
down.
I don't think I've ever seen
question.
Commando.
I don't I just because I don't know something doesn't mean I can't shame it.
I believe what happens is he stabs him through with a pipe that goes into another pipe that causes steam to come out, and then he says, "Let off some steam."
Oh,
Wow.
let's hear Blaine tell us
Oh, okay.
what the right answer is. We'll get to it.
So green. Wait,
Oh.
too much space, Blaine.
I think that's been 15 seconds. Okay. John Matrix kills Bennett by throwing a pipe into his chest, and then the pipe hits a boiler behind him, causing a bunch of steam to blow out. And then John Matrix says, "Let off some steam, Bennett."
You
Love
almost
you
got
guys.
I got it.
Love
What
the
are you
show.
talking about? I got it exactly.
You didn't add Bennett at the
AJ,
end.
I know your name is not TJ. Bye.
I love
Even
that
said
Blaine is
something
so
nice about
sweet.
you.
Blaine says so sweet that he had to be like, I was making a joke. I know, Blaine. We love you. Blaine's beautiful. If you don't watch the Stinky Dragon thing or the other
Yes.
thing he does,
Well, and
Good Morning from Hell.
I think we've all been on Good Morning from Hell, and I have a blast doing that show.
Yeah.
I think it's very fun.
It's
Please
insane.
check it out
Yeah.
and follow Blaine. Yeah, I thought that was a great question.
Yeah.
Who did I play? Oh, I was
Yeah.
the Jersey Devil. I was trying to think of what I did on anyway. Yeah.
I did one recently where I was Miss Frizzle on the Magic School Bus.
Incredible.
I need Blaine, keep sending in questions, but make sure they're ones I know the answer to. I need to up my score on
I want a
this show,
golden eye
Blaine.
question. That'll
Yeah, a
prompt-
golden eye question.
I'm going to say Zach's answer was very funny for that one. He's in contention for Weekly James Willems Beef Boy Award for Excellence in American Humor and Satire.
And the piggy?
Whoa! has
Can
that
you win
ever been-
both?
I-
And
Well,
he got
You knew the Commando question, which I think puts you in contention for Piggy with the podcast too.
Okay. But he did. I'm not going to, hey, I'll take a piggy. I'll take a piggy. I'm not in the position in this life to turn down a piggy.
Yet.
But I do want to say that Zach guessed at the right answer to Corey's question. And then AJ also guessed at the right answer for the bank robbery question. I just knew the answer. So I don't know if one is less valuable than the other.
The Piggy is technically snuffling the answer.
That's
You
what
got-
I'm
you gotta
saying. It's
sniff
like,
around.
knowing it, does that eliminate you from being a piggy because you didn't snuffle anything out? You just kind of like, it was common knowledge for you? I don't know. We can determine.
Wow.
Let's not discuss
Wow.
this. I don't want to lose Zach's mom this far into the show.
She's gone, man.
I know.
She's
She never
out.
turned it
My,
on.
my mom has turned off this
Yeah.
episode. We'll get her next time.
Yeah.
We'll get her
Your
next
mom
time.
went, should I listen to the rest of this podcast or write my will? And she went and added an addendum to her will.
So this tiny woman,
And I'm
ghost
out of
woman
it.
You're out of it now. Yeah, absolutely.
in the dress, does she like skitter off to the bathroom or?
Well, what was
Is that what
really
she sounds like? All
strange
nails?
is like, okay, so as you know, I'm married.
Wait,
so
what?
My wife and I, we cohabitate. We actually sleep in the same bed.
Ew.
Yeah, we're
Ugh,
a pretty
disgusting.
modern couple.
Gross.
And this ghost, I don't know what she was expelling, but it was such a huge ghost dump for such a little lady that it woke up my wife and she was like, "Geez, is that you?" And she looked at me and she's like, "Oh, it's not coming from you. That's
For once.
unusual."
That's surprising.
Yeah.
And I said, "No, it's the little ghost gnome lady in the new dawn dress." And obviously,
Did she do a Zach Morris timeout for that? Like timeout,
well, she did. She
Wait,
did.
Carly or the ghost?
Charlie.
She did talk to a camera that was not there, so she
Oh.
wasn't
Okay.
looking at me. But
Like
she
a
did.
confession.
Broke the fourth
She
wall.
did break. She did like turn her head like
Mhm.
180. But like, so we have to wait for the ghost to like finish doing whatever she's doing, and then like I haven't even been introduced to this ghost. I don't know her name. She's already taking a dump in my house.
Mhm. Yeah.
Did Carly suspect that maybe there was something going on between you and the tiny ghost?
Ooh.
Well, no, I don't think so because I would never cheat on my wife. But if I was going to, I wouldn't sneak her into a home where my wife is sleeping and then say, "Oh, take a huge dump."
Or where she died, presumably died,
Was
right?
this story is to get your mom to listen to
Yeah,
more
that's
of the
where- yeah.
podcast?
And it started with a bang. That was muted by the audio.
I don't know. I guess what I'm learning is maybe we're not narrative people.
Well, I also thought we were going to talk about, Why is there a ghost here? Was she killed in your apartment? Was she murdered here?
Don't
No.
care.
Can I fast forward
When
to the
nature
question?
calls.
How do I get ahead of this? I'd like to skip ahead
I
to
have
the
a
question. We're talking about ghost dumps.
Well, I don't care about the dump as much. If you are married but you have sex with a ghost, is that cheating?
Yes.
It is cheating because it's not. There's no contact.
I think it's cheating.
Please ask us a question. Please, I beg you, take me
AJ
away.
doesn't like it when we work blue.
He doesn't.
I know. Well, blue because of the ghosts, because they've got a blue hue
hue.
to them. Yeah.
That's racist.
Bringing back a segment that we've done before on the podcast, roller coaster or horror movie.
Hooray.
I'm going to give you the name of what could be a roller coaster, or it could be a horror movie, a real life roller coaster, a real life horror movie. If you think it's a movie, describe what you imagine the plot to be. The first one is Twins of Evil.
Twins of Evil.
Do you think it's a roller coaster or a horror movie?
That's a really good one.
It sounds like a roller coaster. Twins of Evil? Sounds like a
Two
terrible
tracks.
movie. Yeah, they'd be winding tracks.
Like Dueling Dragon or I guess that's not there anymore. In
Or Thunder
Universal
Road.
Studios.
This is definitely a horror movie. It's a horror spoof of the 1980s Danny DeVito, Arnold Schwarzenegger movie Twins. And so instead of, you have horror icons. So instead of Arnold, it was Christopher Lee. And then for the little Danny DeVito character, it was the woman from Poltergeist.
Poltergeist.
We look exactly the same.
The tiny woman?
Yeah.
That could be the woman who's in that dress.
Yeah. She could be haunting you.
This house is unclean.
I think that woman would not be, she wouldn't defile my bathroom that way.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah,
her whole
right.
thing is she cleans houses. So I guess that
Yeah.
could be her sister,
She
her evil
flushes
twin.
out ghosts.
Yeah. Her evil twin defiles homes while she herself unfiles them.
So you guys said roller coaster.
Yeah, I say movie.
I'm
I'm going to say movie, but it's like one of those straight to video, like we couldn't be fucking bothered to come up with a good name. What was it? Evil Twins?
Twins of Evil.
Twins of Evil.
It is a movie
Wow. It sounds like a pay-per-view event.
from 1972. I think the most famous person in it is Peter Cushing. Frida
pretty
and Maria
famous.
are identical twins who stay with their uncle after the death of their parents in the shadow of Karnstein Castle, where legend has it vampires dwell. One of the twins is destined to fall under the castle's spell. Way off.
I wasn't off with Christopher Lee. That was a pretty good
It's kind
guess.
of close to Peter Cushing.
Yeah, that's they're basically the same guy.
Somebody made the note that Christopher Lee is actually the lore that was built up around Chuck Norris. Like he was actually that real deal. And I'm like, yeah.
That's a
Yeah.
good point.
Yeah.
Chuck Norris just kind of, we like froze him in time. I know he recently passed, but like I didn't see any photos of him later in life.
No, we
He like
endeared
stopped.
him
Yeah, in the
way
80s.
too much. Is Dust Devil a movie or a roller coaster? Horror movie or roller coaster? Dust Devil.
Roller coaster. It's definitely a Midwest roller coaster where they're just like, it's real dusty in here and it kicks up all the dirt and the dust and we just let it go all day. People be screaming and having all kinds of allergies.
I'm going to go option C and say it's a vacuum.
No, that's
the
Dirt Devil
Dirt Devil
Zach.
Zach.
But the off-brand is definitely a
Dust Devil. Yeah, you'd win one of those for, like if you went through Double Dare or something and you get a Dust Devil for your whole family. And the kids are like, yay.
I think it's a horror movie. You know how like Steamboat Willie went into public domain and they started making horror movies? The same thing happened with Taz. And so this is the Taz mania version
The horror film?
of horror films. So, you know, he's a spinning little monster and stuff, but he sucks people into the tornado and they get bloodied up and spit out their
I love
parts
that.
and stuff.
Spins up dust in your eyes.
Yeah, I guess sometimes it's the dust in your eyes is like the least of your problems when he's trying to blah 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 at you and stuff.
But
This
he's got
sounds like
knives.
a themed roller coaster that's only themed because they ran out of money to complete the construction. So it's just like kicks up a bunch of, they're like,
It
it's
hits the
part of the
dirt.
thing. It hits you. Yeah. Instead of like water, it just, the final drop is into a
The
pile
opposite
of
of
dirt.
Splash Mountain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You get
Yeah.
handed a pair of goggles when you're getting on the ride.
There's like the Family Guy thing where the train tries to go into the tunnel and it can't go in, but it's dirt. So instead of Splash Mountain, it just goes, and then it just slowly pushes your way under the dirt.
The worst thing about that Family Guy thing is when the blood comes from it. That's a horrific.
There's no blood.
Yeah, I think there is.
In the train?
The train trying
going
to
into the
slam
tunnel?
its way into the tunnel?
I don't think there's blood. Oh,
I think
God.
there is, because
Maybe I've never gotten to that part of the gift.
I don't remember that.
Don't look it up. Roller coaster movie. Don't look it up.
It's a 1992 British horror film by Richard Stanley.
About Taz?
The story of a mysterious man who wanders the deserts and is wanted by the police in connection with the death of a woman whose blood was used in a supernatural ceremony. Could be Taz, could be the mysterious man.
This sounds like the
in.
most boring movie that I accidentally watched on HBO or something in the 90s. You're like, oh, maybe this will be interesting. And then you're sitting there waiting the whole time for anything to happen, and it never does.
Yeah.
Yeah, we didn't have those premium channels when I was a kid. So we would just, when we got the free weekend of HBO, we had to watch whatever was on.
And it's going to be Dust Devil.
It's going to be Dust Devil for sure.
Iron Shark. No, not Iron Sheik. Iron Shark.
Yeah.
Was it a horror movie or a roller coaster?
Iron Shart?
No.
Like what the little gnome
With the little
ghost is
ghost?
doing in Zach's toilet? Iron Shark is a roller coaster. That's my whole
Is it like a
answer.
SeaWorld roller coaster?
No. SeaWorld doesn't have cool names for their roller coasters. That's the problem. Is SeaWorld tries to balance
Yeah,
between
that's the
being.
problem with SeaWorld. Their
So
roller
one
coaster
issue.
names are just terrible.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah,
Thank you,
but
Zach.
otherwise, great place for fish
A whole
and
world.
mammals. I'm going to say a movie because people love the Sharknado world and all that stuff. And they're just like, throw a shark in it, put a shark, whatever, Iron Shark. I don't care. Just here's $10,000, make a movie, put a crappy CG shark in it. Where it's like, I don't think roller coasters are really built with iron. They're built with steel, right? And wood. So iron wouldn't really make sense.
What about this? There's been a lot of shark attacks in small beach towns. So in order to combat the real sharks, they create a robot shark. And the robot shark goes rogue. And it has all the ferocity of a shark, but none of the weaknesses.
And they can't program it because the water fried its motherboard.
Yeah.
Wow. Starring Robert Downey Jr.
This is a roller coaster?
No,
It's a movie.
this
kidding.
would be a film.
I'm kidding.
It's a movie, Elyse. You're
I'm
so
having some
silly.
fun.
Hello,
No,
I'm a shark.
If there was that type of lore for roller coasters, I would love it.
I think roller coasters
Some-
have more lore than we.
Yeah, some do.
Mhm.
Dueling Dragons had like a whole wizard thing. R.I.P. Dueling Dragons. No one
You
knows.
need
Dueling
lore to convince people to put their seatbelts on.
Yeah. Hagrid's roller coaster.
If you don't put your seatbelts on, Hagrid gets real handsy.
Oh, is that the lore?
Yeah, I think that's the lore. He goes,
Oh, Hagrid will rub your beard all over your face.
You're gonna
Mother
ask-
of
that's- you're
5,
gonna
I don't
ask-
mind.
You're going to ask Elyse to cut that.
no, I'm going to say, can you turn that part up?
Also, that's not how Hagrid sounds anymore.
Oh, it's me, it's Hagrid. Oh, I love that you're riding me roller coaster. Let me show you me animals they've got. Oh, Hagrid, oh, it's me,
This is
Hagrid.
for sure gone. If you're hearing this, it's a miracle.
Yeah.
And it's probably an accident, honestly. that
Oh,
you're
it
hearing
made
this
it
at all.
through the card. Welcome to Hagrid's roller coaster. Yee, ho, ho, ho. I'm sitting behind you. I don't know how I do it.
Completely shocked. If
Behind
you
everyone in
You're
the
not
hearing
gonna,
this?
You're
I'm never
not
gonna-
gonna like what you've just said for the past minute. And
I
a
don't
half.
think-
I guarantee you won't.
I think that as far as IP goes, I think the Harry Potter one is safe to say. I don't think I can work on.
I don't think it's for once. I don't think it's the Harry Potterness that's gonna.
Oh, why? What's wrong with Hagrid's ride of treasures? Ooh,
And this, just so you know, AJ, this is coming from the guy that fucks a ghost.
Yeah. Does your wife
whatever
know?
gets you there. Ooh.
It is a roller coaster. The Iron Shark is a roller coaster. It opened in 2012 in Texas. It has a 100-foot vertical lift, a 95-degree beyond vertical drop, and 4 inversions at speeds of 52 miles per
Just
hour.
like a night with Hagrid.
Oh my
Oh,
God. Okay.
30-foot vertical lift and drop. Take you to the ring. Mess you up a little
Sounds
bit.
like Macho Man.
Oh, yeah, Hagrid's gonna take you to the ring.
Here's a quick bonus question. Let's do this real quick. The birth butt rhino from Ace Ventura when Nature Calls recently sold at auction. How much do you think it sold for?
$60,000.
That is correct. It was $60,000.
That's it?
Want to know how I know?
Because you bid on it?
Because I got the winning bid, baby.
What?
Whoa!
No, our life savings.
No!
It's gone.
Invested in something worthwhile.
Yeah. But the thing is, when we make more savings, now I have some place to put it.
Wow, you spent 60,000 times the amount of Patreon money we've made on a rhino.
Whoa, gosh,
I'm proud
we
of
need
you.
A lot more patrons to pay off that rhino.
Yeah.
Speaking of, thank you so much to our patrons who subscribe and support the podcast over at patreon.com.
Do we call them patrons? Sorry.
They're patrons, right?
But do we call them patrons or Patreon? I was watching a video yesterday where someone...
Patreon is the thing that you have.
But people call them Patreons. I've heard other people call them Patreons, which you just said.
Well, those people are wrong.
Yeah, they're
It's
wrong.
patron.
Oh, sorry, Elyse.
Yeah.
You're on the wrong side of history with this one.
Sorry.
But I wanted to know if that was a thing, because like people have like Trekkies. Like that's you come up with a cute name.
because we do have a cute name, and it's the different categories.
Oh, is she back?
She's back.
Oh, no. Is that...
You got a plunger.
A plunger.
Oh, we
She
gotta-
needs a plunger to be able to go to, I guess, move on to the next
We got her...
Blaine.
Yeah, she can't
Yeah.
pass on.
She can't leave as long as her shit's in the toilet.
Oh, man, could you imagine we could help somebody cross over today and unclog my toilet? What if this whole story was just...
You clogged the toilet and you were too ashamed to ask for help. It's kind of very Zach.
Yeah.
It's a very Zach thing to do.
Oh, this ghost clogged up my toilet.
Wow.
Wow. How would you expire from hunger? Like, would you just leave? Like, what would be, or like, would just get stuck in there and be like, I can't let anyone know. And you would just die of starvation
Well,
or embarrassment.
if I ever clogged the toilet, and I'm not saying I ever have, but I would probably just keep flushing it and then waiting for the bowl to go down, and then I would flush it again and then wait for the bowl to go down.
You mean the
another
water?
10 minutes.
Okay.
And then I would flush it again. And then eventually Carly would come and say, "Are you okay?" And I would say, "Yeah."
Stay out.
I'm a ghost now, though.
There's nothing going on in here. And I would flush it again, and then it would rise to the top. And then it would eventually, I would call in Carly and say, "Hey, do you know how to use this plunger we have?"
That was 90 seconds of my life. I'm
I
never
was
gonna
saying,
That
do
was
if
so
if
brutal.
You just heard that. Consider yourself lucky. Between this and the AJ Hagrid thing,
Oh, God.
I will be shocked
No,
if
you're
any of
cutting
this
it
gets
out.
to.
Bleep, just one long bleep through all of that.
My God.
Hey, thank you for listening to Answer
Elyse,
for It.
no,
Hey, thank you
Elyse,
for listening to Answer
you were
for
going
It.
to thank our patrons.
Thank the Patreon.
I was.
Before AJ interrupted.
I'm going to say James gets the piggy of the podcast.
Yes.
And Zach gets the weekly James Willems Beef Board Award for Excellence in American Humor and Satire.
I still don't, we got to workshop that
And
title.
AJ gets the most of the things he said cut it out of the episode award.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Cuddy
He gets the golden motorbike.
golden motorbike, huh?
Yeah.
Hagrid's golden motorbike.
Oh, hop on. It's a smooth ride.
That's a reference to something
We
that
just
was
have to
cut from this
remember,
episode.
Mhm.
if the things you say on this podcast
Yes, go on.
get you canceled, then this podcast will be all you have. Just remind
Mhm.
yourself of that.
Yeah.
Oh, Hagrid don't mind.
Your
a little
chains are
change.
formed by what you say in life.
Please, can we thank the patrons?
I would love to. I would love to thank our splendid daddies, Jesus Christ, pseudonym, Adam R. Savage, Tina Narvaez Jr., Uncle Marcus, Evan M., and Doomfeather. Doomfeather was at our show in San Francisco. Such a lovely person. Met them several times over the years. They are always so kind and pleasant. But he showed up and wore a shirt that said "Good Night."
A good night
Just
shirt.
shocked we haven't discussed this yet.
Yeah, it was a good night shirt.
And I was like, oh, I like your shirt. And it didn't click right away. It was like,
didn't
it's a
click.
good night
Yes,
shirt.
It was incredible.
It was incredible. Yeah.
That was such a special moment. I'm so glad he
Well,
did
it was
that.
a good night shirt,
Good
not a
night.
good night
Yes.
shirt.
Yeah. I would also like to shout out Candy Drawer Taste Tester Tim Froberg, Piggy Winther, and Mike Admirer Nano Mishima. And thank you to anybody who's listening to the podcast that came to the show in San Francisco. We
Yeah,
had a great
yeah,
time.
thank you. It was a lot of fun.
And no thanks to my mom.
Yeah.
Yeah, she didn't.
A
even
lot of
come to
people
the show.
asked. A lot of people asked. They did ask about you, Zach.
Yeah, they were like, "Where's Zach?" And we were like, "Who?"
No Zach this time. So you
I
were
was
missed.
hanging out with my mother, not listening to the podcast.
Yeah.
And thank you again to Blaine Gibson over at Stinky Dragon. Good Morning from Hell. Please go check out Blaine's work and
Corey Gohagan.
And Corey, yeah, thank you, Corey. Though I didn't solicit the question from Corey. He just
But we used it in the episode.
The hilarious thing about Corey is he keeps sending me baseball hot dog theme on posts on Instagram, and I'm like, why are you like? He just keeps sending me.
got
These.
stuck
it's
in a
more the
rut.
hot dog than the baseball.
Yeah.
All right, end the episode. Kill it. Kill it.
Oh no, I'm coming back as
Episode's
muscles.
Oh no, it's me, Chatterbox.
Oh no, I'm falling down a ravine and his pants don't fit.
Answer For It is an Airwave Media podcast.